toilets. On 2 toilets, not on 1 toilet.
Mia, thank you for joining me for my first episode of Turk Talks.
Wow.
I know, it's so exciting. We're here at the
So
Mystic Manor.
Hello, everybody. Very interesting way to meet. My name is Mia Mystic. I live here at the Mystic Manor in Venice, California, which is a conscious community hub. We do workshops, retreats, events, and I found myself here. So I like to put myself on the internet. I like to make videos.
Anyway, to stay in light a little bit of toilet philosophy, which is how I started with just me. What is your life philosophy?
My life philosophy?
Yeah.
Just like
or
in general?
At least one that you're running with right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hashtag love rules the world.
That's
my motto.
That is so cute.
But it's so true though. Like, I just believe that love is the center of everything always.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that really exists ever.
I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
It feels so nice to be centered in love. Oh my goodness.
Totally. I also, my second philosophy is life is just for fun. So life is just for fun and life is just for funny.
Yeah. Is that the philosophies you're going by on your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Oh, I just changed my intro so that I like say that at the beginning of every video, but I've only had like 2 videos with that so far. But I'm like, I just changed it, so I'm gonna be like drilling that in.
Okay.
You know?
Was there a time before you were like living in that way in that heart center?
Was there a time before?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like my whole life, pretty much. Up until like 3 years ago, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that when you dyed your hair? I was listening a little.
Oh my
to
god,
the
it
conversation
was.
earlier. Okay.
Yeah. When I dyed my hair pink, that's when
You're like, I am opening my heart.
I love life.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is freaking beautiful.
No, I'm really blessed. I've had a really blessed life, but you know, everyone goes through shit, so like I went through shit. But I thankfully always had like really supportive parents and friends that I had made, so like I always had an underlying hope for humanity. When I feel like some people, their entire hope for humanity is crushed and destroyed at a young age, but like I, at least, even through the hard times, I had hope always.
Okay.
So that's what I've always been really grateful for.
When you were having hope, was there something like specific that you were hoping in?
You know what's really strange is that I didn't know what I had hope, or like what was giving me hope. It was just this intuition constantly in the back of my mind that was always just like, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay if you just like wait. Just wait, just wait, just wait. And I felt like my whole life I was just waiting, just waiting. More specifically, there was this one time where I heard a voice in my head when I was like 8, 10 years old that was just like, don't worry, just wait till you're like 20, everything will be okay.
Wow.
And then it was like, when I was like 20, I think that's when my life really started to make sense.
Okay.
And I was actually doing this like inner child meditation, actually with Don.
Aww.
He was leading it. And Don's our good friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Don Stefan. And he was just like, tap into your inner child and tell it something it needs to hear. And I literally just closed my eyes and I imagined that like 10-year-old self, and I was like, don't worry, everything will be okay when you're like 20. And I like completed the loop, and it was so emotional, and I was like,
my goodness.
So I think it was me from the future.
Yeah, I think it was. I absolutely think it was.
Yeah.
I had that same experience just recently.
Really?
I went through a memory. When I was a child, I went through a memory of my parents getting divorced, or at least the day that they actually split up. And it was such a hard memory, and it always brought up these crazy emotions. And one day I was bringing up these emotions, and I went into that memory, and I went to myself, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, this needs to happen just like this, because you're going to get to where you're going, and you're going to be so happy. And I remember making jokes with my younger self, and we're cracking up, and I was like, now change the scene. Push the couch somewhere else. Just like this didn't happen like this, and it doesn't have to be like that. And I remember coming out of that meditation and being like, oh my god, that must have been how it happened. That must have been it.
I mean, that reminds me of like the book that you wrote, because I was just reading it, like it was downstairs and I was reading it, and like how you were writing to yourself from your future and past, future past. Like I think that dialogue is so interesting to me. Like I love doing that. I'll constantly journal or make video diaries where I'm like talking to my future self, or like like playing with time. It's like, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, you know what, and I've been thinking a lot about bending time. And
really?
Something in the lines of like, okay, I need to have this done by this time, and I need to be there by this time. And then actually I'm getting like a little anxious that I'm gonna be late to this place, because I believe it starts at 7, and then that voice comes in and it's like, oh no. And then somehow I swear like 5 minutes will just totally expand. And everything I need to get done just whoop so quick. I'm like, what the hell? It's only 5 minutes. I'm not late. This is great. So I've been doing stuff like that, but you know what I don't do enough, and I was thinking about that too, was like, how often am I communicating with my future self? Like, and what is that voice? What is that future voice self that's like, oh no, actually, and why is it so easy to talk to my past self, but not as easy to identify with my future self? How do you identify?
I see my future self as just my higher self. Like, I don't really think of it as like, because I mean, if you're getting really deep, time doesn't really exist anyway, so it's not really like a future self, but like, that's a whole other thing. But like, I feel like, that future self is really just like my most pure, like, highest self. So I just see it as like a different iteration of me, similar to like, I don't have this as much, but you know, we all have like our inner critics, you know, like I also think of that as, it's still me, but it's just like a lower vibration of me, but it's still me, just as like the higher self is just a higher vibration of me. So it's like, it's just a spectrum, and then in real life I'm just like in the middle. Well, I'm more towards the top.
Okay, yeah. I would say.
But it mixes all. But like I can separate them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's really strange to me to think that a lot of people don't have that actually.
Okay.
Or they're like stuck down in the critic zone always.
Yeah.
So much so that they can't even hear their higher selves. Like people are like, how do you hear your higher selves? How do you tap into your intuition? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Right.
Like, wow, I feel so blessed that I can do that, because some people, not that they can't. I think I said that they can't, but they just don't.
Maybe aren't right now.
Yeah.
In this moment. And I face that a lot with like doing this, and I just started talking to everyone about Turd Talks and about going through this, and I've had different people like you who have reached out to me and said like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing what you've got going on, blah blah. And the same thing, I was like, okay, well, I'm starting Turd Talks, like if you want to be a part of it, you're one of the people that reached out to me, why not? And I've had a lot of people who are in that inner critic vibration who are like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't sit with my butt out on the toilet talking.
Life is just for funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck ever. You can curse, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. Thankfully, YouTube is actually not that strict. They're strict for the first.
They're strict about. Wait, they have your videos are monetized?
Yeah. Yours are not.
I have videos with butts and they're not monetized.
Why?
Well, I guess it's like it's more than just.
I think it's more sexual.
Yeah, it is, because it's like
it's not so sexualized.
Yeah.
It's just a sit on the toilet.
That's true.
Although it might eventually get sexualized, because when I'm looking it up, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people that really enjoy this. Okay, people. So I think we've got a little bit. She's got her YouTube channel. Do you want to talk about how or why you started that real quick before we go?
Yeah, why I started my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Honestly, I just love to document things. I love to be able to, just how we're talking about playing with time.
Yeah.
I love looking back at my life and being like, oh, look at this old journal entry, look at this, what's better than being like, wow, look at all these videos of my life that I've created. And I love getting artistic with them too. Like I love cinematography, and like I don't just do vlogs, you know, like I do like montages, lots of B-roll, just like, I like to be aesthetically pleasing, but I also like to not care and just do whatever too, so it's like a good mix.
Well, I mean, your videos that I've seen are beautiful. Like, it's so freaking amazing. And I have so much respect for what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's kind of how I started. Well, maybe not the same way, but it was just wanting to document things. I remember having a laptop with a webcam, and that was how I started documenting. I would bring my laptop everywhere, even into grocery stores.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
I would set up
I love it.
so much. And I had so much fun, and I always loved video.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I fell out of it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I started writing, which I'm still writing. I still love writing. But there's something about video that just makes me so happy.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, I don't even care. I'm making the videos for myself. Like, if no one watched them, I would still make them. But the fact that a few people love watching them, that's like so golden to me. I'm like, wait, what? There's other people who are interested in this, not just me. You know? So it's like, I think that's so interesting.
Absolutely. I agree. And that's how I feel. Like, when I originally posted Toilet Philosophy, I thought it was just going to be, first of all, for myself. Although I was, like, pushed. My guides were like, you need to do this now.
They were like,
hey, I'm going to take a shit right now. I'll freaking record it. But, and so that's how that happened. But I really thought it was going to just be for me and maybe some of my friends. Okay, maybe there'll be, like, 1,000 of my friends that are like, oh, Brie, you're so weird. Let's see what the fuck you're talking about. Let's do it. And so to have that kind of blow up unknowingly is just so
awesome.
weird, so unexpected. But just one of those things that it's like, well, at the beginning of the day, I'm still doing it how I want to, and I know it's just gonna keep evolving and get more creative and fun. In fact, one of my friends wants to make me toilets that aren't porcelain so that I can carry them around. And that's so fucking heavy. I have to carry around in pieces. Yeah, but I was telling
no,
you,
you
like,
can put them wherever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yes, please. I'll definitely make me a toilet. So that'll be coming, and then I'm just gonna see what happens and see where it takes me.
Yeah, I was talking to Hannah about your toilet series yesterday, and she was just, I told her how many views like the one that blew up got, and she was just like, wow. She's like, wow, you really just gotta be yourself. Like, that's the secret, literally.
Yes.
Whenever you feel like a weird thought where you're like, oh, I should do this. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
I love that she said that too, because I talked about shape-shifting in that video. And that is like my everything. I am so into shape-shifting. It really mind boggles me when people are like, what? Shape-shifting, that's weird. Like, it's so cool, we all do it. But because I'm so interested in it, and I think because I admitted like so much love and interest in that topic specifically, is what made that one rise so high. And so that is what I'm working to do, is like love everything that I'm putting out that much. So that's what I was feeling when I was driving here. I was like, oh yeah. Oh, Turd Talks is on the way. They're not ready for this. Thank you for being here for the first Turd Talk.
Yay!
Mwah. Anything else you want to say, Mia?
I love you.
Yeah.
Yes, you. Talking to you. And you, too.
Bye, everyone.